everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you for the fourth day session of fourth day event of AIMS 2021. Now, I request Dr. T. Kalaishalvi ma'am to introduce our resource person.
Thank you, Ms. Sangeeta. I once again welcome you all for this last session of this day 4. On behalf of our organizing committee, I'm happily introducing our speaker of this session, Dr. P. Sumati. Madam is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science, Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. She has 11 years of teaching experience and 8 years of research experience. Her current area of research includes content-based image retrieval, information retrieval, data mining. She has guided 22 MPhil scholars and guiding 4 PhD and 3 MPhil scholars. She has published 30 plus papers in journals and conferences. She has 45 Google Scholar citations and her H-index is 4 and I-10 index is 2. She has organized 12 plus seminars, conferences and workshops. She acted as editorial board member in Infinite Frontier of Research in Mathematics and Computer Science, UGC HRDC, University of Calicut. She has acted as an active member of several board of studies in the university department in other colleges. Within this, I welcome you once again, you madam, for this session. Now the session is yours. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalaishalvi ma'am. I will share the screen now. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, screen is visible, madam. You are audible also.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, audience. This is Dr. P. Sumati, Assistant Professor, Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. And first of all, I would like to thank the head of the department, Dr. Shanmuga Vadivu, for offering me to deliver the talk. The title, Machine Learning Techniques for News Popularity Prediction. Most of the people have the habit of reading a newspaper and sharing the news online. What is the main reason? The main reason is growth in the development of internet. So we can measure the popularity of the news article based on the many parameters, number of views, number of reads, number of likes, number of shares. Based upon that, we can predict or we can define the quality of the news content. So it is a very interesting and meaningful research area. Machine learning techniques is used here. There are so many machine learning techniques are available. So some of the machine learning techniques are used to predict the popularity of news article. So many supervised learning model has been analyzed and compared the results. Future direction of the research is also suggested, and what is the main reason how it is very relevant in the today's trend. Various business are keen to know what will be the future trend of online users. They are ready to take immediately to discuss or to implement the ideas on the available platform today. So it is very necessary to keep their resources with immediate market demand. So if you want to develop a news content and that website becomes popular, then you can put their advertisement and you can increase your revenue. So it has many social relevant applications like media advertising, estimation of movie revenue, and prediction of economics forecasting, etc., etc. So Today, we are going to discuss the news popularity predictions using machine learning approaches. So there are so many techniques are there. Now, ML and AI become a new buzzword today. Because we are talking machine learning and artificial intelligence 25 years ago itself. But what changes? What is the reason now the ML and AI become a new buzzword? So the reason is two. One is the techniques, the algorithm, what we used is a very efficient one, like deep learning or deep neural network. The second reason is what the computational power we have that we don't have earlier. So that is the reason. Now the computational power has been dramatically increased. That's why the algorithm is performed well. So because of these two reasons, this word ML and AI become new buzzword. So my today's topic, these are the outline of the session. So I'm going to give some kind of introduction part. What is online popularity, news prediction, and some kind of research works as research studies is reviewed. So we can extract many kind of features in news content or your web content. So we can categorize the features, some kind of features which is used to extract emotional feature, some kind of features which is used to extract the psycholinguistic features. Some features are metadata, some features are content based, some features are contextual based. So there are many features we can extract from the online content. We have to decide how to select the features. What are the features are very important? What are the features are not that much important? We have to select. And there are so many machine learning techniques are available. There are three things. One is supervised learning, then unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. So in this session, we have to discuss about many supervised learning model to predict the popularity of news article. So we have suggested the architecture of that online popularity news prediction using ML techniques. And we have touched some kind of current research status, and we have concluded and future directions. So this is the outline of the today's session. And this session, I think, gives answer or to find out the answer for the following questions. First, what is online news and what is called online news popularity? How to predict the popularity? When to predict the popularity? Whether we have to predict before publications or after publications? Which is efficient? Which is not more efficient? What kind of machine learning techniques we can use to predict the popularity of news article? So how to apply the machine learning techniques and what are the features are important? It's very helpful to predict the popularity of the news articles. So these are the questions. I think this today's session will find out the answer for these questions. So first, we have to give some introduction about what is online news. So online news is nothing but it is a digital version of the newspaper. So we have many news agencies, and now the TV channel has also started their own news channel. And many social medias are there, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google Plus, so etc. etc. So either as a standalone applications, the publications are online version of a printed periodical newspaper. So what is the purpose of publishing news through online? Okay, there are three reasons. Publishing paper through online, this is used to broadcast a similar content, information across a variety of medium. So we have to broadcast the content which is similar to other channels, other media like that. And it reaches people immediately because people are very interested to read a paper through online, but not offline. That is a traditional way. So publishing news through online or sharing news through social media will reach the people very fast. So the third purpose is it is to satisfy their need for information through surveillance. So because of these three reasons, now this online newspaper is a very important or integral part of our life. So news agencies, we have a number of news agency. One of the famous news agency is Washington Post, that is WP. So it is a famous news agency of USA. So WP, they publish more than 1,000 pieces of news article every day. Okay, but not all the articles are become popular. Some of the articles become popular, but some of the news content or article not become popular. So how to define the quality of the content? So that is the popularity predictions. So popularity prediction is invaluable strategy for the journalists and editors to prioritize which articles need to be redefined. So if you are writing an article, how you can identify it's become popular, and there are so many parameters are there. Okay, so number of shares, number of likes, number of views. From these parameters, number of shares is considered the highest ranking to define the popularity of the news article, and the number of views and likes has some below ranking than number of shares. Okay. So if your news content become popular, it's very good. But if it is not become popular, then it's this strategy, this prediction will help you to redefine your article. Okay. So this is the reason we are using this online news popularity. Online news and social medias now they are doing many research they are doing in that particular field for the last few years. Predicting the popularity of online news is one of the hot topic because it is very helpful to the editors and journalists to design the better format of the news. So there are so many set of features which is helping to predict the popularity of the online news using some machine learning techniques. So popularity predictions of news article is a relatively novel problem, and very few studies only address this problem. So there are two things when we consider to predict the popularity of the news article. What is that? Whether we have to predict the popularity before the article publication or after the article publication. Why? Because the lifespan of news article is very short following its publications. So it's very important to know that what makes one online news article become more popular than other articles. So predict the yearly popularity of article is very helpful than predicting after publishing. Okay, it is not a long-term popularity. It is because the lifespan of news article is very short. So then after predicting, we can optimize the unpopular articles for further popularity. So when predicting the popularity, suppose if you want to predict after publishing, so what is the time constraints that we have to follow? Okay. So popularity of the article is defined the number of page views within the first 24 hours following publication. So the first 24 hours, that is after publication, is the lifetime of that particular news article. Okay, but sometimes we have articles or any kind of interviews can be considered as long-term popularity. So for this publications, from the content itself, we can extract features from up to 30 minutes following the publications. So how we can extract the features? There are so many features are available. We can extract features from the comment, and we can extract features from the news content. We can extract features from the metadata. We can extract features from the content data. Okay, so that is valid up to 30 minutes after publications. And we have to use these features to project the page views the article will receive 24 hours. So there are so many research work is doing this popularity prediction, but most of the research is interested predicting the popularity prediction before news publications. So what is the importance of online news prediction? So first point is time sensitive aspect. Okay, so news popularity or online news content, what all the content we have, it is time sensitive aspect. And we have competition for publicity also. So it's very important for journalists, content providers, advertisers, as well as news recommendation system to predict the popularity accurately and severity to which news article will spread on the web. So it is sure that news popularity prediction is one of the very essential area of research. So there is very important point to estimate news popularity before publications or after publications. So to prove the effectiveness of the proposed work, readability features, emotional features, psycholinguistic features are considered and compared. So many previous literature discussed the impact of metadata, content data, and the temporal features over the news popularity. So very few works which is based on these features, and we'll discuss and analyze what is the trend of news popularity. So the key points of today's session is when we predict the popularity of news article, there are so many features are available in the article itself. The problem is which type of or which category of features we have to extract. Okay, so because there are so many category of features are available. So what type of features you are going to extract, that decides the popularity. The next one is there are so many machine learning models are there. So we have to find out which model will give better accuracy. So that is the second problem. So if you done the two things, if you extract features in a proper way, if you find out the machine learning model, then we can accurately classify the target variable. So in this popularity prediction, it's actually binary classification because we are going to predict popular or unpopular. So sometimes we can use for multi-classification also. So in that multi-classification, we can use the machine learning techniques to predict popular, unpopular, as well as average. So how we can characterize the popularity? By calculating the number of shares. Okay, so we have to fix some predefined threshold. So number of shares is above the predefined threshold, then that is particular news article become popular. If it is lower than the predefined threshold, then we can decide that is unpopular. So this is the key point of today's talk. And now we have to start the stepwise procedure to do this online news prediction. So the first stage is we have to collect the data. Okay. So how we can collect the data? There are so many websites are there, repositories are there to have that online news popularity prediction data. So we have to collect the data and we have to pre-process the data. So before extracting the feature, the first step is data pre-processing. So what we have to do, we know that everyone knows that what is data pre-processing, data cleaning, data integration, data transformation, data reduction, data discretization. So what are the methods we use? Stop word removal. So unnecessary words are removed. Lemmaization, stemming, tokenization, these are all which is used to extract the atomic element of the word. And same meaningful informations are combined together with the help of stemming. So these are all the pre-processing methods which is used for data pre-processing. The data is collected from the repositories. So this is a review of related works. We categorize the reviews into three categories. One is news popularity prediction of online news and social media. That is the one category. Next, news popularity prediction before and after publication. The third one is news popularity prediction based on various feature sets and forecasting models. So these are the three categories we are going to review today. So most of the several studies have analyzed the rate at which tweets diffuse on Twitter. So this is one of the important studies. Which videos are viewed on YouTube, predicting the exact number of retweets for your tweet, predicting the number of YouTube views for your video, estimating the number of votes to a big post, number of page views for your news article, ranking news article, forecasting the range of popularity for your tweet or news article, predicting the exact number of comments for your news article. So these are the points all these research works has studied. So first category we have to discuss news popularity prediction for online news and social media. Social networks, Twitter, Facebook, Flickr and Instagram are well known to people all over the world. So because most of the audience, they are read news online, often accessing news articles through social media. There are many features are constructed, multi-dimensional feature is constructed and the space derived from properties of the article. And there are so many indicators, comment, count, number of users, vote score and measure for controversiality is used for prediction. And the importance of understanding news retweet propagation from supernodes and predict news popularity quickly at the very first few seconds upon publishing is very important point. So these are also considered in our research study. So what is the benefit of many applications? That is also discussed, social media management, advertisement, and interaction, optimization between news media and followers. So most of the work concentrated based upon the headline of the news article because the headline is the most prominent and only visible part of the news article. So the novel task of using headlines to predict the popularity of the news article. So the prediction model is evaluated based on the headlines. There are two major broadsheet news outlets, The Guardian and the New York Times. They have evaluated from the headline itself. So the study significantly improved over several baselines, noting differences in model performance between Facebook and Twitter. So there is IDSS is developed, that is proactive intelligent decision support system. So this system is analyze the article prior to the publication itself. So the system is also extract subset of features for predicting the online news popularity. So there are large and recently collected data sets with 39,000 articles from Mashable website is collected for analysis purpose. They performed a robust rolling Windows evaluation of 5 state-of-the-art models. So these are the research work as studied for online news and social media. So there is a new method, LSTM, that is long short-term memory. It is a neural network. This neural network is a bidirectional method, which is designed to predict the popularity of the online content. This is predicted using only the title. Okay, so they proposed the architecture for two data sets. One is news article, the next one is news video. So this is distributed in social media. They have taken 40,000 samples in total to evaluate the proposed architecture. So they have improved the performance over traditional shallow approaches by marginal 15%. They characterize the popularity of news article by two different metrics. One is based upon the number of times the article was posted or number of times the article are shared on the Twitter. The second one is page view. How we can calculate the page view, number of times the article page is viewed by the user. So this is the research earlier work, and these researchers coming under after publication, that is popularity prediction after publications. So predicting popularity after publication or before publication, I think before publication is efficient one, because you have to predict before publishing the articles. That is the efficient one. But some of the research they have concentrated on predicting the popularity after publications. That is also given good results, more accurate comparing with the before publications. How they evaluated based upon the number of views, comments and shares for the published news. So popular and unpopular can be easily differentiated, as well as it gives better result than before publications. So these are the studies and tasks. This is the details of publication and what is the language they have taken for research work. So the first, Venturi et al., he predict the range of popularity. He used the Twitter data. So he identified the differences between prominent sources as well as traditional sources that is immensely popular on the social web. Next, Bow et al., he predict news popularity upon publishing very few seconds. After publishing the very few seconds, he considered, and he is the author. He identified the prediction using regression model. For his regression, he extracted features, that is metadata, contextual data, content data, and temporal data to build a model. And next author, he used the characteristics of Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus shared data. He used the language is German. And to predict the popularity of news article based upon user comments, Tata et al., he has done his research to formulate the prediction task into a ranking problem. So, gradient boosting method is used to predicting popularity, and IDSS, this is also already discussed, so I can skip this slide. So now data pre-processing is over. So after data pre-processing, we have to extract the features. So while extracting features, we have to consider two things: whether we have to extract the feature content before publication of news, then after publication of news. So before publication is a challenging and effective one. So there are many studies focusing on early measurement after publication to predict the future success. So what are the features, common features are considered to define the popularity of news article? The time of publication is one of the important common factors. And what is the content of the news and the author score, article position on the web page, similarity with world event, same subject historical popularity, season of article popularity, how it is relevant to the physical word popular events, what is the category of the news. So these are the common features, very important to predict the popularity. So now we can categorize the online prediction features. So there are 7 categories. One is metadata, temporal data, content data, embedding, readability, emotional, psycholinguistic. So we will discuss in detail what is metadata. So metadata, which gives detailed information of the article. So what is the detailed information? Article, title, the content of the article, what all the keywords are used, and who is the author, what is the type of article, whether it is a blog or article, and the publication date, what is the section, whether it is sports news or whether it is movie news. So the category of article is also considered as the metadata. So from the publication of date, we can extract the hour of the day as well as day of the week that the article is published. Because day of the week is is divided into two. One is weekdays and another one is weekend. So this is also, whether it is weekday or weekend, that is also very important to predict the popularity of the news article. So some additional feature is also considered: author name and news type, category and section. So these are the metadata feature. So article type, so these are the feature name: article type, article category, article section, publication date, author name. So article type, whether it is a blog or article, blog post or article. Article category means whether it is a general category or some special category. An article section means whether it is a sports, politics or opinion section. What is the important factor which influence in the popularity is called as article section. And publication date is time and week, day, all are considered. Author name, in the data set there are more than 12K authors are available. So author score is also one of the important factor to consider the popularity of the news article. So the next feature is temporal features. So temporal feature is a very important feature for regulating the news popularity. Okay, because the interest of the reader for news which fluctuate the various seasons. If it is weekend, impact the popularity of the news. If it is weekdays, that is also affect the popularity of the news. So weekdays means Monday to Thursday, weekends means Friday to Sunday. So which creates some impact to define the popularity of the news. So the effect of this feature is studied with an intention. People will have less time on weekdays and rarely access online news, but weekends they might be accessing more because they have more enough leisure time. So what are the temporal features? First view time diff. So this is the name of the feature. So what is first view time diff? The time difference between publishing time and first page view. So this is the first feature. The next feature is first 30 minutes view. So how many number of page views after 30 minutes of publication? So we have to count that. So that is considered first 30-minute view. The next temporal feature is page view accelerations. So acceleration means the rate. What rate the article is read within the first 30 minutes. The next temporal feature is normalized page view time series. So how to calculate this normalized page view time series? So the time series of views in the first 30 minutes organized in a 5 minutes intervals. So this is called as normalized page view time series or page view time series. So these four considered are important temporal features. So the next one is contextual or content features. So these can be extracted from the headline. So the headline should be the attractive headline and the content of the article should be polished one. So the attractive headline and the polished contents will give impact for the popularity of the news article. So by reading attractive headline, it inspires people to open and read the news article. After opening the news article, author must ensure that the content is sufficiently good such that people will read the content. So this is the content based features. Contextual features means that is mostly deal with title, keywords and content of the articles. So the contextual features is categorized into two. One is first group, the second one is second group. So what is first group? First group includes a feature extracted from the metadata. So what we discussed earlier, the metadata, that is the detailed information of the article. So that is considered the first group data or first group feature. Second group features is extracted by querying pseudocode archive of the data set. So these are the contextual or content features. So example, sentiment. So sentiment, we can extract the scores of the title and the main articles. So there are 4 categories in the sentiment. One is negative, positive, compound, neutral. Okay. Next one is named entities. What is named entities? How many number of persons, and what is the location, and who are all the organization of the article. So these are all considered for the named entities. And the next one is readability of the text. So readability of the text can be measured through combination of words, and what is the sentence length, what is the number of complex word, number of syllables within the text, to estimate the readability. So these are all considered as the readability of the text. Next feature is freshness of article. So topic intersection, click count of 10 most similar article. So number of similar article in the historical data sets. So these are all the features are called as freshness of the article. So the next one is embedding features. So in these embedding features, there are 2 concepts or 2 types. One is word to vector. The next concept is document to vector. So word to vector is a neural network type. So it processes text. And it converting into the feature vector. After processing the text, it constructed by 2 layers. What is the aim of this word to vector? Is to group the vector space. So how it groups? It groups the similar phrases together. That is the aim of this word to vectors. So final output is it create the feature vector, which is distributed numerical representation of the word features, and each feature define the individual words. So it is a very fine representation of words, and we have to convert that word into vector. So the next type is document to vector. So document to vector is a NLP tool. Okay, this is also used to represent documents as a vector and is a generalization process of word to vectors. So what is the objective of this document to vector? It is creating the document numerical representation regardless its length. So these 2 features, or these 2 are called as embedding features, and we can do with the help of Genism package. So Genism is a open source Python library. So you can include, by including this Genism package, we can able to do word to vector as well as document to vector. So these 2 vectors are combined together to frame that embedding features. And the next feature is readability features. So readability already I explained in that contextual readability of text. So the same concept. So what is the understandability of the text? The news content have some text. Whether it is reaching the people, it has easy understanding phrases or some complex words that indicate the readability features. So how it is easy to understand, how the reader can understand the written text. So it influences many things. How many number of sentences we are using in that article, how many number of complex words it contains, what is the percentage of complex word to the total number of words, and the number of syllables, and what is the average number of syllables per word. So these are the parameters used to define or indicate the text understandability or readability. So sentence average length and length of the title, the content of the article is also severe readability metrics. So most of the methods using combination of this word and sentence length or features to estimate the readability. So the next feature is emotional features. News article have encompassing that emotions. That emotions may be highly positive or negative, which is occurring from more viewers. So emotion is very fine indicator for admiring that article. So based upon the count of total positive and negative words in the content can be used or can be counted as the sentilexicon. So these can be used to extract emotional features. So where the lexicon is used to gather emotion count, and this is considered as the first feature. So there are so many tools are there. We can categorize that emotional feature into 4. One is joy, anger, fear, and sadness. So average intensity and count of these emotions in the news article can be measured. So all are combined together. It will be considered as the emotional features. Psycholinguistic features. So there are so many features which is affect, social, cognitive process, perceptual process, biological process, time orientation. So these are all considered as the psycholinguistic features. So the lexicon LIWC, that is linguistic inquiry and word count. This is used to extract all the psycholinguistic features. So it has many categories. So positive emotions, perceptual process, summary categories, POS categories. So all these categories is coming under psycholinguistic features. So we have discussed 7 types of features. So which features is considered as the most important features? Because among different factors or features, how it helpful to increase the prediction of popularity of news articles, temporal data, social, contextual features are there. So some combinations of temporal, social, contextual will increase the accuracy of the prediction. Some subset of features which is used to identify and which gives maximum boost. So how to extract the feature, the subset of feature which gives minimum redundancy and the maximum relevance will be used to extract the subset of features. We can use many dimensionality reduction methods, PCA, that is principal component analysis, and REF. These are used for feature selection. And but finally, contextual features and metadata features and temporal features are considered as very important features from the literature survey. So the next one is topic modeling technique. So what is topic modeling technique? So we have many set of documents. Set of documents is a collection of news articles. So from the set of documents, we have to define what is the topic of that particular document. So these can be identified with the help of well-known topic modeling technique. So there are 4 well-known topic modeling. One is LDA, that is latent Dirichlet allocation, latent semantic analysis, probabilistic latent semantic analysis, that is PLSA. The next one is correlated topic model. So these are the 4 well-known topic modeling techniques are there. So mostly we used LDA for our research purpose. So LDA is most used topic modeling technique. So what is LDA? So this is when you given the data or when we given the set of documents from your news article, finally it accurate what is the topic of that particular set of documents. So it will extract finding the accurate mixture of topic. So these we can done with the help of Genisym library. It is a simple library. It has many functions. It is actually Genisym is a NLP package, topic modeling for humans. So it is a package for processing text and working with word vector models, what we discussed earlier, word to vector and vector to word, as well as it is also used to predict the modeling of the topic. So LDA is a model which discovers topics. We have given the collection of documents. From the collection of documents, it infers what is the word probabilities in the topics. Word probability is defined by the lambda. So it is range from 0.0 to 1.0. So each document can be described by the distribution of topic, and each topic can be described by the distribution of words. So there is a word latent. What it indicates, the model discovers yet to be found. Okay, what is yet to be found meaning? We have to find the hidden topics from the document. Then Dirichlet indicates that assumption of the distribution of topics in a document. So the words are distributed or both Dirichlet distributions. Allocation indicates the distribution of topics in the document. Okay. So now we have to discuss the machine learning techniques used for news popularity predictions. So we have considered supervised machine learning models. Under supervised machine learning model, for popularity predictions, we build a model using linear regression, support vector machine, decision tree, multi-layer perceptron, naive Bayes, AdaBoost, gradient boosting, random forest. So first, support vector machine. So support vector machine is a conventional learning model. So here we have this is positive samples and this is negative samples. So this is the hyperplane. So this is x1 and this is x2. And this is the margin. So this is a margin which is used to separate negative hyperplane with positive hyperplane. But what is the goal of SVM algorithm? To create a baseline on the decision boundary. That baseline can segregate the n-dimensional spaces into classes. One is positive class and another one is negative class. But this SVM algorithm has to choose the extreme points or vectors that will help to create the hyperplane. So this is the margin. So around this margin, we have to draw support vectors. So this is the dotted line is support vectors. Okay, or we can say it is soft vectors. This is used to define the separable of classes, that is positive with negative. So this SVM is also used to predict the popularity of the news article. So how we can improve the performance of the SVM algorithm? There are so many kernel tricks are there, kernel functions are there. What kind of kernel functions we are selecting, that is also involved to improve the accuracy of the prediction. So the next one is a naive Bayes classifier. So this is used for text classification. We can use naive Bayes, which is the basic concept behind this is conditional probability and based upon the Bayes theorem. This is used in many applications, face recognition, weather prediction, medical diagnosis, and news classification also. So this is the Bayes theorem. So formula they have given. So the first one is posterior probability, the next one is prior probability, and then likelihood of predictor given classes. So by calculating this, we can be able to calculate the naive Bayes classifier. So the next supervised learning model to predict the news popularity is MLP. So it is a ANN method. This is fully connected feed-forward layers. It's a very popular technique for classification as well as regression. There are several layers which is involved. Unidirectional connections, often trained by this back propagations. So there are three layers which is important. One is input layer, output layer, and a hidden layer. So this is with the help of nonlinear activation function, we can evaluate the predictions. This MLP is also giving higher accuracy in online news popularity prediction. And the next model is decision tree. It is a predictive model. So it has many decision trees. So from the decision trees, we can find the target value. So target value is represented in the leaves. So this decision tree can be used in analysis to depict the choices and decision making visually as well as expressly. The main objective to build a decision tree model based on multiple input factors and that predicts the importance of the target variable. The next one is linear regression. It is a very popular machine learning algorithm for analyzing continuous and numeric data. So here linear regression, we have one dependent variable and one independent variable. If you take the line equation y is equal to mx plus c means y is the dependent variable, x is the independent variable. So based upon the value of x, we can calculate the y. So that's why y is dependent and x is the independent variable. So if you define y is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus up to mn xn plus c means that is called as multilinear regression because there one dependent variable more than one independent variable, that is x1 x2 up to xn. So this is also this algorithm is also used in predictions, news popularity prediction. It is also giving higher accuracy. The next method is random forest. So this is also supervised learning method. So this is ensemble method. Okay. So when we evaluate the single decision tree, that will not give much accuracy. But when we ensemble multiple decision trees, this random forest create on data samples, and then we get predictions from each of them, and finally we can select the best solution by means of voting. So this random forest, which gives best than any other methods, this is giving the higher accuracy because the reason is it is an ensemble method. So the next classification one is AdaBoost. This is a boosting method. This is combining the performance of weak learners to build a strong classifier. This is enhance the performance of the resulting classifier because we are adding weight and training the example which are difficult to classify. Next method is gradient boosting. This is used for regression as well as a classification problem. This is also used for predicting the online news popularity. So this produces a stage-wise fashion for liking boosting methods. So it produces strong prediction by combining multiple weak prediction models. So and create sequentially applying the incrementally changed data set. So this is the architecture we proposed for predicting the popularity of the news article. So this is the online news article. You have to give input here, and the next step is we have to pre-process the document. So we pre-processed using POS tagging, stemming, lemma. Already I explained. This is the second step, and the third step is feature extraction. So we have used emotion-based features and lexicon-based features and word embedding also we have used to extract features. And we have used emotion analysis using the techniques, emotion analysis, and we have predict the topic and we have predict the emotions. So this is the final emotion topic model, and it will give the resultant document. So here this is the proposed approach, but we have completed word embedding, and we have do the remaining work, that is emotion analysis and emotion predictions, that will be done in future. So what are the data set we have used for news popularity predictions? So I have given 3 data sets. So we have used this Mashable data sets. You can get this data sets. So these 3 data sets are benchmark data sets. So you can get it from the following links. So we have used Mashable data sets. So you can use the link and you can download the benchmark data set for news popularity prediction. So for our research purpose, we have taken Mashable data sets. So it contains 39,644 headlines. That means there are total number of 39,644 articles. It has 61 attributes. The 61 attributes describing this different aspect of the articles. So based on the number of shares, we can predict popular news as well as unpopular news. Here popular news labeled as 1 and unpopular news is labeled as 0. Okay. So number of attributes is given 61. Among 61, 58 predictive attributes and 2 non-predictive attributes and 1 goal field. So average number of words in headline is 7. Number of news content 39,644. Average number of sentence in content 28. Average number of words in content. So this is the statistics of the Mashable data set. This is given in the repository itself. So this is the screenshots of the data sets. So it is a CSV file. So you can download and you can view the data. And what are the evaluation methods that we have used? Accuracy, precision, negative predictive value, sensitivity or recall, specificity. So what is accuracy? This is the proportion of total number of predictions that were correct. So this is positive predict value, that is true positive, or we can say it is precision. This is the proportion of positive cases that were correctly identified. And negative predictive value. So negative predict means a false positive. So this is the proportion of negative cases that were correctly identified. Okay. So the next measure is sensitivity, or we can say it is a recall. So what is this? The proportion of actual positive cases which are correctly identified. The next one is specificity. This is actual negative cases are correctly identified. So specificity, actual negative cases are correctly identified. Sensitivity means actual positive case were correctly identified. So if you calculate all these things, and we can frame confusion matrix. So confusion matrix is the n by n matrix. So here n is the here n is 2. So we have created 2 by 2 classes. Okay. So how we can calculate the true positive, false positive, and sensitivity, specificity, accuracy? They have given the formula. So how we can calculate the accuracy? So accuracy is the total number of correct predictions, which is divided by the total number of predictions which is made for the data set. So what kind of experimental setup we have used? So experimented we have conducted for this online news popularity predictions. IDE, that is Anaconda framework we have used. And we have included metadata, temporal data, embedding data, and we have constructed the feature vector. And we have used the libraries, Python libraries, scikit-learn and NLTK tools to perform the machine learning experiments. And we have calculated the performance measures, accuracy, precision, recall, and FN score. This is used to evaluate the performance of the classification algorithm. So now I move to the coding part. So is it visible?
Yes, Dr. Sumit, it is visible. We can see the coding.
So this is the Jupyter notebook, and first step is we have to import what are the necessary libraries. The first one is NumPy. So we know that it is built-in libraries. This NumPy is used to provide the some data structure, which is powerful data structures. The next one is we have imported pandas. Okay, so pandas for data frames and as well as accessing rows and columns of the data set. And the next library is Matplot. So this is what is the purpose of these library? This Matplot and Seaborn is visualization in Python. So Matplot, Seaborn has some statistical based graph. So this is the important libraries we have to import first. And the next step is we have to set the backend. So the backend of MATLAB can be set by the command which is given by %matplotlib inline. So we set the backend of the data. And now df is the data frame. We have to import the data set. The data set is available in the CSV file. So we to import CSV file into Python using pandas. So this is the statement df.head. This is the function, that function which is available in pandas. So we have to, by calculating this function will return the data. First 5 rows of data frame it will give. If you didn't specify the size within this parenthesis. If you specify the size means that much number of rows it will display. So I didn't specify any size, so it is giving 5 rows and 61 columns because here 61 attributes are there, so it is giving 61 columns. And by giving the command df.shape, so it is giving this dimension of the data. So rows and columns. So 39 rows, 39,644 rows and 61 columns. So we can get it. So the next one is df.info. This statement, a function which summarizes the entire data frame. So it is giving all the column detail and what is the data type, what is the count. So it giving the summary of the data frame. So this statement df is equal to df.drop duplicates. So if you want to remove the duplicates, we can remove it by executing this command. So here there are no duplicates. So after executing this function, so now you just display the shape of the data frame. Still it is 39,644, 61. So there is no duplicates. So it is giving the same size. And this command which is used checking for all variables which contain the missing values. So this is functions df.is na of dot sum. Okay, so this is for checking is there any missing variable, it will display. So there are no missing variable. So next describe, df.describe. This is giving the statistical details. So the entire statistical detail like what is the mean, a standard, minimum, maximum, and giving percentile 25, 50, 75. So by compiling that df.describe, we can view the overall statistical details of the data set. So df.d types, this is used to specify the data types of data frame. And this is the histogram. So this is the function which is available in pandas. So histogram, here we have to specify the figure size. 20, 20 is the size of the figure. Maybe it is inches or centimeter. So we have to give. So PLT dot show, it will show the histogram figure. So the next one is correlation matrix. So DF dot CORR, which is giving correlation matrix. So there are two types of correlation matrix here. One is lower triangular correlation matrix. Next one is upper triangular correlation matrix. Here we have shown that the lower triangular correlation matrix. So DFLT means lower triangular correlation matrix. That SNS is the Seaborn variable, which is for the packet Seaborn. And color map we have given is blue. So here we have given that lower triangular comatrix. So the lighter shades, lighter blue shades, which is a lower range of values, that dark shades, which is giving the higher range of values. So this is the correlation among diagonals. So if you want to remove any space character from feature name, we can remove. Here we have used removed blank space as the space character. So we have removed that, and we have extract the tokens. Okay, so here we have considered some unwanted data because we have URL. If the URL is any kind of a non-numeric attribute and they will not give any value to our analysis, so it is better to drop those kind of URL. And we have removed time delta because time delta is a non-predictive attribute. So we drop that the time delta is also. And we have removed URL, time delta, and non-stop unique tokens, non-stop versus. So these are the attributes which is given in this ESV file. Again. So these are the attributes we have dropped. And this is the target variable, shares, that is the last attribute, 61st attribute. So that is your target variable. So this statement, which is used to describe the understanding of target variable. So df shares dot median. So it will give the values. So here, what we have to do. So there are 39,944 shares are there. So we have to calculate the median value for the number of shares. So here the median value is considered as the low threshold value. So they define the number of shares based upon the number of shares, whether it is up higher than the 1,400, because 1,400 is the median. So here we are considering median as the threshold value. So if the number of share is 1,400 and above, that is considered as the popular one. If it is lesser than the 1,400, then that is considered as the unpopular one. So popular shares is labeled as 1, and unpopular news sites, that is labeled as 0. So after getting this median, we have to create a new target variable using the lambda functions. So in this lambda functions, we have defined x. So x is greater than 1,400, it is 1, else 0. Okay, so more than 1,400, it is 0, else it is 1. So this is the popularity. So what is the number of shares? Some above 20,000 websites are predicted as popular one. So 0. So above 17,500 websites are predicted as the unpopular one. The total article is some 39,000 something. So this is the scatter plot. This scatter plot is giving the number of words in content versus number of shares. So here in this x-axis, we have considered the content tokens, number of tokens in the content, and the y-axis we have taken number of shares. So we have drawn the scatter plot using Seaborn, that is SNS. So we have given many combinations. What is the number of words in the title versus number of shares? So here this is number of titles and versus number of shares. So this is the weekdays, weekend. That is also considered as one of the important features. So this is the day of week versus count. Okay. So this is unpopular, that is blue color, and green color is the popular one. So Monday, this is the status of Monday, Tuesday until Sunday. Okay. So this is the outlier treatment. I think this is not required. And now we can move to the final one. So here these machine learning algorithms used. So here AdaBoost, logistic regression, random forest tree algorithms as applied. For that, we have used the libraries sklearn model. So we have imported that. So this is used to predict popularity as well as unpopularity. So what is the output? We have trained as well as tested. So for training, we have used 29,926. So remaining is used for testing. So this is the code for implementing the machine learning techniques. So this is the performance metrics of 3 supervised learning models. So for this evaluation, we have used 3 algorithms: AdaBoost, logistic regression, and the random forest. So the red one is AdaBoost classifier, okay, and the blue one is the logistic regression, and the green one is the random forest classifier. So here we have given accuracy, F-score, AUC for comparative purpose. So from this result, we can understand that random forest classifier, which is giving better result than other models. Okay, so higher accuracy, higher F-score, higher AUC. Okay. So the next model we have analyzed for name base and SVC KNN, nearest neighbor. So here we got that KNN, which gives best result for accuracy, F-score, and AUC. So decision tree bagging SGD is used for comparison. So here decision tree giving good results than other models. Okay. So this way we can do this popularity predictions using machine learning techniques. So for feature selection, here we have used RFE. Okay. So RFE is backward recurrent backward elimination. So this is used for feature selection, and you can use PCA and any kind of feature selection method. Here we have used RFP. So with the help of these feature selection method, we have identified 4 features are not selected, that is dropped from the data. So among the 61, 4 data are removed. And why that random forest, which is giving better result than other method, the reason is hyperparameter tuning. That is one of the advantage of using random forest method. So it is giving better result than other methods. Okay. So this is false positive rate versus true positive rate. So these can be done with the code. So X label is false positive rate and Y label is a true positive rate. So that's all the code. Now we go to the slide. So that's all. So I would like to conclude the session. So in our research, we found that metadata, temporal data, and embedding features, which is work well for feature selection and for the data set we used. So we have combined document to vector and word to document features with multi-layer perceptron, which is also giving better result. And we have checked with random forest, that is also giving best results. So future, we would like to extend this work in deep neural network to extract more pertinent features for online news predictions. So we can extend that work by implementing VNN, including CNN, RNN, and LSTM over the MLP, that is multi-layer perceptron. We will compare the result in future. Okay, that's all. Is there any queries? You can ask it now.
Participants, do you have any queries? Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful presentation.